Ladies and gentlemen, I promised you I'd this time come with a partner, and that the partner has returned. He's back from the dark depths of Liverpool.
Back from
He's back from limbs. He's back from excitement.
Yeah.
And what a week to come back, actually, because title secured, trophy lifted.
Yeah.
There's no Monday pub this week, so talk us through it. How are you feeling?
Where do I start? Just very, very happy. Look, this team deserves another title, no matter what you sort of make of the season. It's been, we have people saying it's been a shit season. It's been lucky at the end of the day. Who fucking cares? Alisson, Van Dijk, these players deserve a second Premier League. So, the limbs were mad. Everyone saw it online and shit, and in Perth it was pretty good as well.
Yes,
which is good. So
it's funny. We've said this now for what have been? We've sort of been doing this for now 2 years almost. It feels like, or maybe just over a year and a half. But it feels like Liverpool been so many different trophies. I could probably count 6 trophies that Liverpool have been there to get. And obviously the Champions League this year, that's unfortunate. But it feels like you needed a Champions League or a Premier League to 100%. Add to this team's... They've already won it all. They've won every single trophy available. But I felt like you needed one more just to give them that tick of approval, the seal of approval. And yes, it's a legendary team for Liverpool fans and Liverpool supporters. But now it feels like at least that's etched into history that they've won 2. And again, 2 in this Pep era as well. Yeah. And I guess the biggest thing you have to say is if this was supposed to be Arsenal's year... This is a lot, and it's supposed to be, the rebuilding year for Liverpool. This is a lot about this team, these players. They can still, under new management, new style of football, still win the title and cruise it. Yeah, I think it's a lazy argument saying it's been a bad league. Yeah, it's because you guys have been better than everyone else by that much.
I think the way I have sort of put it is, I think there's been a lot less really hard games in terms of the top 6 aren't the same, but I think there's less easy games. Yeah. I think if you look at the bottom, exclude the bottom 3, I think, Wolves is obviously United and Spurs are down there. It's like they're still tough games if you have to go away and win. So, Liverpool have had their issues throughout the year with form and injuries. Alisson's missed a decent amount. Trent's missed a bit. We've had players missing, but we've just been the most consistent team and... to go through the season losing 2 games it's pretty mental. So, people are forgetting we went 26 unbeaten.
I know.
Even Man City didn't do that.
It's not usual.
It's not normal. And fucking Slot's been. I think Simon Jordan on I think that's his name on TalkSport. He was saying how it's he's barely sort of praising Slot because it's still a Jurgen Klopp team. Well, this was Klopp's team last year and won the same amount of points. So it's just sort of lazy arguments going around, but it doesn't really fucking matter, to be honest.
I got a few things. We're starting at the points thing. So 4 games to go, you're on 82 points. So you could finish at 94. So that all this rubbish about...
I think it'll stay on the mid-80s, to be fair.
But all this rubbish about, we cared more when you got 8 and you came second. And you can still get a lot of 94 points would be ridiculous. You've lost only 2 games. Yeah. You had, I still can't remember the exact stat, but I think you had 7 or 6 clean sheets in your opening 11 games. You had a clean sheet every second game. Then obviously there's some problems, injuries and the like. So, but I think, so that's the first thing. It's still been a magnificent season, dominant. And I keep saying it, if it wasn't for one really bad week, we'd be talking about this team as probably one of the best we've seen in the Prem in the last decade. Yeah. You're talking about Man City treble, potentially Liverpool treble in the same breath because it was 3 trophies available. It all just fell apart in the space of I feel like 2 days. Yeah, all of a sudden it went from
the PSG and Newcastle.
PSG second leg, Carabao Cup final, knocked Plymouth a few weeks prior to that in the FA Cup, and then it went to just winning at the Prem. So that obviously doesn't help the argument. It hurts it. But if you talk about league football, I feel like it's just lazy to say it's Jurgen Klopp's team because one, the change around in Arne Slot. I think it's very visible to say. I think it takes a very lazy owner to realise what the difference is. It's not the same intensity and pace, but boy, the ball playing through the lines and the repeated chances created, I think it's helped this team. This team tires most years. We've seen that last 3 years that you've been in it and then fallen away. Arne Slot with not being as aggressive and as what's the word? Just pressing and and going crazy from the start. That sort of slow burn, which the start of the season was in many regards, allows this team to continue its run later in the year. And we're still seeing, like you saw when you went, a late winner against West Ham, where last year, don't get me wrong, that's probably a game you drop points because the legs go.
Towards the end of the year, for sure.
The anxiety of Anfield.
Yeah, it would have been like sort of the Palace of last year where we lost, and like Everton where we lost 2-0 there. So, yeah, fuck, it was just a ridiculous season.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, ridiculous just being there, to be honest. I mean, it's still surreal.
Experience it all.
Yeah, it's insane. So, yeah, I mean, now we know that we've got a coach, one that can, look at what he's done to Gravenberch this year, and Gakpo's been insane off the left, and now it's up to the club. It's up to them now. Can this be the start of something? Are they gonna back him?
Back the manager. What a line.
There's been a lot coming out about it's going to be a big summer for Liverpool, and I'm not falling for it. They've
said it the last 5 years.
They've said it fucking the last decade. So now it's time to back it up.
I guess I'll throw one more here before you move on. Where would you strengthen this side? Is it another midfielder? We feel like we talk about midfielders every single year for Liverpool. Or is it an attacker?
I think there's a couple of positions. I think left back's the obvious one. Robertson's sort of, he's at the peak of his career. He's at the end. I think there's. I mean, he would be brilliant, but I think there's a couple. I think striker's definitely an area. I think another centre half would be good, and obviously another midfielder. And because he clearly doesn't really trust his bench that much. So,
not much bench.
It'll be interesting to see. I think there'll be quite a few outs. I think it could be a very different looking Liverpool.
At least at least around 100 million between Núñez and Trent because of wages and then Núñez's fee. So you probably, with how all those wages stuff work, you probably end up around that 100 million mark. It's about where you spend it. But hey, already a top team. The problem is you need match City when City come back next season.
Because everyone knows I'll be back and Arsenal will strengthen. I'm sure United will be good as well. So,
by the way, classic City A, worst year ever it feels like, and they're going to win a trophy.
They're going to win a trophy.
It's just
come on, Palace. Come on, Palace.
Oh mate, I'm back in.
Might need to make another video of them.
Mateta dancing. I'm here for Ollie Glasner.
Jesus, they were good.
They're very good. Actually, they're very good.
They're not bad at football.
A team that's not so good though. On a down point, the curse lives on. The player zone curse is struck hard, very hard. Actually, even harder because I made the member video about Inter Milan. I was talking so highly about them, and now they've gone and dropped 3 games in a row, knocked out of the Coppa Italia by Milan, who have been their arch nemesis this season.
They are the ultimate tease.
Yeah,
AC Milan.
Yeah, they beat the biggest teams.
Yep.
They lose to the absolute stinkers. Palmer, here's 3 points.
Hellas Verona, here's 3 points. Yeah.
Mate, at this rate, Almeria would have given 3 points. They would have given 3 points to Almeria. But then they go and lose on the weekend to Roma, which isn't a big loss in context of their season, but Roma are in probably the form of their club's career.
One of the form teams in Europe at the moment.
I think Ranieri could beat any team he went up against. This Barcelona team, Real Madrid, whatever team. He'd beat him right now because this Roma team is fantastic. A Soule goal in the 22nd minute. Actually, a really good goal. And then he reacted first to get off the rebound there. But look at this game. I think I had the stats written up. Into 70% possession, 1 big chance.
Yeah.
That was literally it. It's tough, right? Zalewski comes back in, but you've got Mkhitaryan and Bastoni suspended off the back of the Bologna loss. They've got Barcelona as the day we're recording the Champions League. Talk about Liverpool's bad week. It could be Inter's bad week, and it could just end their season because they're also going for a treble. But now you're 3 points by Napoli. We're getting on that Napoli game next. I said it last week in the pod. I feel like the legs are going. The legs are so gone. Like this much of the ball, but only creating 1 big chance.
Yeah, they've missed, mental to say, but they actually missed Bastoni for his creativity because he gets so high up the pitch. 1 big chance. That's for a team like Inter with how with how sort of aggressive they play and how attacking it is. It's like what you've been saying the past couple of weeks. The legs are starting to go, and it's the worst time for it to happen. Like if you're going to lose your legs, lose them in sort of December, January, before the international break, and then you can go again. But to lose it now, where I started seeing posts about a potential treble for Inter, and maybe people starting to actually talk about them, but now it's
in the bin.
I mean, it's just hard to like, how are they going to get past Barca?
So you came in here this morning and said to me, they're going to get past Barca.
How are they going to get past? How is any team going to get past Barca right now? But yeah, I mean, obviously there's still a chance in the league, but you have a look at the remaining fixtures and
Napoli's
you take Napoli's any day.
Yeah,
I think Inter still have Lazio in there. I think even their away games they're not versing top caliber teams, but they're still versing some tough sides in there. So yeah, it's looking like a really tough ending for Inter. And to be fair, we said this at the start of the year, when you don't go out and
buy the players
and really improve on this team, and it just you spend you get the three transfers that they got right at the start. Right, I think Zielinski was one, Taremi.
Yeah,
I think there was another one.
And Zalewski's come across for a little fee.
They didn't go out and buy another probably two world class talents, and this is what happens.
So
it's just the same. It's the same squad.
Same thing.
So yeah,
Inter
it's disappointing.
Verona this weekend, and Napoli have Lecce away.
Yeah.
Then the next weekend
and Napoli have to lose.
Yeah,
like even if they draw
now. That was the thing. Later on in their game, there was a few half chances for Dumfries and stuff. But I'm like, you just have to score. And that's what you're saying. A Bastoni to Bissek type combination is what they needed. Something they needed
mental. I mean, it's fucking insane to say that they missed Bastoni for his creativity.
Or De Vrij. You know how De Vrij would pop up for goals in last season.
Yeah. I do think though. I don't know about you. I do think they should have had a penalty at the end. I don't know if you saw the hold on who it was. He's always looking at the ball.
Yeah.
But as soon as that cross comes in, he's literally bear hugging him that entire time. And I think if his imagine if his hands aren't there, he's gonna have a free run at that ball, and he's probably gonna score.
Because it was Bissek that got brought down, but I'm trying to think. There was a Bissek challenge a few weeks ago that I remember that he actually did the same thing to someone else.
Oh really? And they didn't call
Serie A, I'll be honest, Serie A I'm normally a fan of in terms of how they referee. They let it go a bit.
Yeah.
It's a pretty high threshold for a penalty compared to the Prem. Or the Prem, there's the exact same example where
that's a penalty.
Everton Arsenal, there was a penalty given in that game for the exact same thing. Lewis Skelly sort of hugs him, but then lets go. But let's go too late. The same thing here. He did let go, but I think I agree with you, probably too late. But in the threshold of the Serie A, I don't think they give that.
Yeah, it's true.
That's the thing. And that's the problem with this game.
Yeah.
There's no
consistency with it. It's the problem with sort of the World Cups
Champions
and Euros.
League, that's probably a penalty.
Yeah. Premier League is definitely a penalty. It's probably a red card as well, to be honest. No, in fucking VAR. But yeah, you're right about Serie. They actually have a pretty high.
I see a lot get
threshold, which I don't mind. It's just
it's
just you see it in other leagues, and it's like
they would have taken that pen as well right at the end of the game, get a point.
Huge. That point would have been huge.
Because the pressure's still into then.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Napoli then.
Napoli it is, yeah.
Because you can't then... if you lose, then Inter go back.
Like, you have to win all your games. Yeah. And I actually do see Napoli drawing a game. I just don't see them losing. That's the problem. I
absolutely see that happening.
It could happen this weekend against fucking Lecce, and they're near the bottom.
What's the thing? Lecce away. With the way that's this season's
it wouldn't shock anyone if Napoli were to draw like a 1-1 or... Even if they lost 1-0, but... At the moment, can you fully back Inter to win?
You said Inter should have the blip around December. They sort of did, remember? They had like a 5-game span with only 1-2 in the league. They had like a couple of draws.
They did. Yeah, I remember that actually.
And Napoli have been much better. They've had, we'll get into them a bit. They've had a great unbeaten run, but they're drawing games they should never have drawn. Yeah. So I look at these two teams and I think, to be honest, we might as well go into it now. The one difference is Scott McTominay.
Is he?
Say what you will.
If Napoli win it. He's player of the season,
absolutely.
Which is, I mean, as a Man United fan, like,
again, I said it on the podcast before.
Is it still like, was it still the right decision for him to go?
Oh, that is different. Because I always thought out of him and Fred, I wanted him to go. But then what he did last year was like, by the way, we'll probably be relegated last year if it wasn't for him. Like Brentford winners, I think it was one of the Champions League, but he was winning us games of his own boat last year. But again, you can see he was a bench player.
Yeah.
But a good United side would have him off the bench, but we're not a good United side. So I think let the man go. Freedom fighters, Jadon Sancho, go do your thing.
Fucking insane.
But he's unbelievable. But again, this is his role, the number 10. And the solo number 10. He could never play, even if he was in this team with Ruben Amorim, I couldn't see him working with Bruno Fernandes. There's not enough speed in that front line. Trincao and the likes from Sporting, the speedier players, Marcus Edwards. So I don't think he could have worked. But as a solo number 10... that can track back with Zambo and Gisa and Lobotka. It's the perfect situation.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's him. I saw a tweet. Oh, it's good to see he's found his level. Bullshit. He's found his level.
Yeah.
He's going to win the league in probably the most competitive league of the season. So this is him elevating his level.
Yeah.
But it's finding the situation, the comfort, the family, the atmosphere for him. He's a god. He is.
He will get a fucking statue. Like, there will be a fucking mural of him on the walls of
Maradona.
Yeah. They get next to him, McTominay. Who would have thought? He's been, and what, they paid 25 mil, I think?
25, yeah.
Like,
and then, with some add-ons. That's like...
It's just mental. It's great business from Napoli. And I mean, a year ago, we were saying what a disaster they were as a football club.
That's the sign. Most teams can do it. If they can.
Now they've, I don't know how they've turned it around.
Lost their best player.
It's been insane, yeah.
Signed a few Scottish blokes and a Philip Billing in there. And they've turned it around. Hey, but managers can as well. So it was him to score in the 7th minute. Zambo and Gisa threaded in behind by De Lorenzo, cutting the ball back, but McTominay scores. Then just before half time, he scored a second one. But it's the exact same play. Down that right-hand side, Politano this time. He's had a great season as well, Politano. Crosses the ball back to McTominay. To be honest, Torino had a few long shots, but really nothing to talk of for them. Philip Billing probably should have made it 3-0. I was waiting for that Philip Billing goal to tick off the bingo.
He only scores I think it was against Inter.
Only the big game.
It was that was the only game where we sort of expected him to score. You said it as soon as he signed. It's like, this guy will come on and score in a massive game, and he did exactly that.
But when the game's done against Toronto, I'll miss a sitter
against who cares against these other teams?
Mid-table fodder.
McTominay, on another point with it, he might be like the best player in the world in terms of getting in the box, being in the right position and scoring.
In the box.
He might generally be the best player in the world at that.
Well, you saw that on the highlights package at the end of the game. They put up the stats, most kilometres run. McTominay wins it because he's on the edge of his own box, and then he's in the opposition box in a flash. And like the 2 goals is a prime example of what Napoli done this season, which is defend really, really well, and then take their opportunities when they go forward. I feel like with Inter, they're really, really good or they're really, really bad. There's no in between.
Spend that all year. Yeah.
Whereas Napoli, it wasn't their best game. Like, it was far from their best football. And again, I think they've been at their best since Neres hasn't played. But you get Politano, a little avenue down the right. You get Zambo and Gisa pushing out on the right and crossing the ball into the box.
Yeah.
And you've got a midfielder who can score goals. And again, they're 2 solid finishers, but they're not like worldies, top binners, laces
just
it.
Right spot, right time. Yeah, it's mental.
And now they go top by 3 points.
It's massive. And I know their goal difference is Inter's, I think, is 10 better.
But if it's equal points, you go to the final.
Yeah, I saw this. So with Serie A,
you go to the...
This is just with Serie A, isn't it? So if you're equal on points...
Fuck goal difference off, fuck head to head
there's
off.
like a playoff
you go to Get every league to do this, please.
Is fucking brilliant.
Get every league to do this, please.
Because I saw that and I didn't know if it was true or not.
That is it.
But it's...
There's a word for it, Italian word. I don't know, I should probably learn it, but...
I fucking love that.
It's basically the grand final. You play it...
Yeah, what's with the venue?
In the past, it was a neutral venue. So Bologna played, I think it was Inter at the capital at Lazio Stadium, the Stadio Olimpico. But I think nowadays it's done on whoever has the better goal difference, they get home ground advantage.
Okay.
So it will likely be Inter versus Napoli at the San Siro.
Okay, now please fucking lose. I want this to happen.
Imagine one end all in that light sky blue, and
I
the other end
love that idea.
in the blue and black.
So really, goal difference is only for
home ground advantage.
Yeah. But I still like that.
Every league should have this. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, you can't have goal difference mean nothing.
No. You still have to have a point. Yeah. But it makes these games mean a lot more.
Doing that.
Liverpool, Man City at the Etihad on a neutral weekend.
Or fucking Man United, fucking Man City when they were going at it back in the day.
Or even a few years ago, Bayern played Dortmund. Yeah. The next weekend.
Fuck, that would...
Could you imagine?
Real Madrid... Fucking Barca, I'll be there for more.
That'll feed families.
Yeah, I'll be there for more games like that. Are you serious?
They'll feed generations.
Serie A,
they've cooked, mate.
They might just be ahead of the curve at the moment for football.
No yellow cards at benches running on the pitch. I'm fan of that. There's flares every second game. There's the commentators fucking love it. It is the best league.
Such a good league.
It is the best league in the world.
It's hated for no reason.
Again, talk about lazy arguments. I'll keep slandering pundits. It's not a defensive league. It is, but it's not just that
It's a
offensive
good.
league.
It's a good.
There is still a great attacking football and great attacking players.
Just don't watch fucking Juve, and then
You'll be fine.
you'll be all right.
How about the stats of McTominay this game here? 2 goals, 5 out of 8 ground duels, 90% pass accuracy, 50 touches. Like, that is a complete game. He scored 5 goals in his last 3 games. So when it mattered most, he's basically won the last 3 games of his own back. The 1-0 versus Monza was him.
Yep.
2-0 versus Torino was him. And it was 3-0, I think, the previous game, but he scored 2 of the more important goals.
That's insane.
8 games unbeaten now for Napoli.
Did we have him in top 10 attacking mids? Did we have him 10?
No.
No, I think we just had him out.
See, I was going to jokingly have him in. Again, this is before this little run he's made.
Yeah, I might have to go back and...
But right now, he probably is there.
I think if we do it now, I think he would be.
Danny Olmo getting the bin, though. McTominay's going number 1. It's literally been unbelievable what he's done this season. Yeah, he's at 11 goals.
Fair play to him, man.
Assists.
Fair play to him.
What a signing. Gilmore, good signing. And they're doing this without Kubica Kvaratskhelia as well.
Yeah, they sold him. They said, go.
He could have a great year. He could win Ligue 1, Champions League, the Coupe de France, and because he still gets the medal for Serie A.
Does, yeah, because
he'll win the quad.
Yeah. He'll win the quad. He could win the Ballon d'Or. We've got fucking Jesus.
There is going to be a generational winger debate.
Hell, this is like the best build up to a Ballon d'Or we've ever had.
Forget Vinny versus Roger. We're going to have
been like the top 3's done. We got fucking Dembele, we got Rafinha, we got Kvaratskhelia. Lamine Yamal can still win it because it's him. Salah's like the outsider, but
we would have thought
we would need like Arsenal to win the Champions League, which let's be honest,
no one wants. No one. The hate watch is real right now. Who do you want to win? You want Inter to win it then? Then Lautaro becomes a
Lautaro wins it. Yeah, Barella will somehow win it. You know, so
mate, he's popping off right now. Just the top.
It's going to be a good. It's going to be a good race for it. So let's hope they don't fuck it up and somehow Haaland still gets it for winning the FA Cup.
Oh yeah, Warren while he's playing Xbox with his mates. So oh my god, his Snapchat stories are ridiculous right now. Bro was way too bored.
He had the Liverpool celebration on his screen, and he had the fucking game on his laptop. Like, there's levels to this shit.
How do you tell that your club's still not a big club? Is that
there's levels? There's just levels to it, isn't it?
That's iconic. Actually, that's hilarious. We're going to finish up with Serie A with Como. Good team I followed all up throughout the season. I started the year. I think I made the video 5 teams.
Made a very good video on it.
Yeah, 5 teams kept an eye out for. I put them in there. Fabregas, so much around this man, and another Spanish manager coming into the fold. Yeah. I read midweek he wants to commit to next season, so they're going to go again.
It's club circling. That's what I saw.
Why wouldn't you? Yeah. Because this team, they do a great job. They won this game versus Genoa 1-0, which basically I think secures them safety for next season. It puts them into 11th. Again, far from their best game. I probably picked the worst weeks to talk about these 3 teams, but not their best game, but another great result. And again, off a superb counter-attack. That's been their go-to this season. Win the ball back. Nico Pads plays the ball out. I think it was... was it Diano? One of the younger players that came off the bench. And they played it into Srivezza, and the finish was superb. But it was actually prime Como counter-attacking football. And that's what I love what Fabregas done this season. He wants possession, he wants counter-pressing, but what he's done is given up a little bit of that to sort of fund results, and it means more counter-attacking football. And by the way, they've thrown away a lot of games late on with conceding late for draws, conceding late to lose games. They've taken it to a lot of the big boys this season. And look, they're sitting 11th, 1 point behind 10th place. They could easily be a top half side this season, and that's all props to Fabregas and this team. Because on paper, there's a few cool Catrones in the team. Srivezza's a good player. Neko Paz I've talked about a lot. I think Kemp at the back's all right. But like, it's far from your...
Oh, far from it, yeah.
It's a very strong team.
It's essentially Monza of last year, basically.
But I feel like this is a foundation that's built that can be continued on to next season.
Hopefully. Are they going to be your surprise team for next season and then finish bottom? But
don't finish bottom.
I think this is a better achievement than what Monza did last year, because they bring in the big name in Varane, and within the first sort of 3-4 match weeks he's retired because of his injuries, and I think there could have been a lot of sort of people down about that in the playing group around the club. Like, we've just signed Varane. Okay, he's had his injury problems, but it's still a big name. Hopefully he can sort of play for us, but he obviously just didn't work out. And then they had that dip where they lost a lot
of dips
near relegation, and then sort of they could have very easily just gone, look, we need to survive this year. Let's sack Fabregas and bring in Ranieri, they probably would have finished in the Champions League, to be honest.
Turnaround, the great turnaround.
But they stuck with him. They're near they could easily be like what you said, a top half Serie A side, which is mental. So now I reckon they've got to look at sort of how Monza went about it.
And don't do that.
Don't do that. Just sort of look where they spent their money and sort of what they did with the squad. And the
benefit
the key for Fabregas is, can he keep fucking Nico Paz?
Paz does it. Diao, can Katrina keep going next season?
I saw on Fabrizio's thing. That's what he's like. Oh, Fabregas is like trying to focus on keeping him fit.
Well, that's the thing. Like Fabregas committed himself. Does that mean Paz wants to commit himself?
It would be great, but I think Nico Paz is ready.
The number 10 market
you
is...
fucking said at the start of the year.
I love him.
So
I love
he's
this.
probably ready for that. I would love him to stay at Como because obviously Fabregas was a ridiculous player. He's such a good manager, but he's probably ready for European football. He probably is ready.
The number 10 market's going to be weird though because I can see him going to so many different places, but it depends where in the end of the day where the Florian Wirtz land. That's sort of like what dictates this market. Does he go to...
It's a domino effect of...
Does he go to City? Does he go to Real? Does he go to Bayern? Fuck, I hope not.
Jesus,
but like,
please,
you know, Bayern just...
They've already got
everyone.
Jonathan Tah.
Yeah, literally. They literally poach everyone, so I wouldn't put it past them. So wherever Wirtz ends up, then that probably leaves a flow-on effect, and then Nico Pat sort of ends... I guess he's probably the end of the chain, right?
Yeah.
I would love him to stay in Serie... If he's not live Como, stay in Serie A and develop your craft against...
100%.
The low blocks and the more physical league.
You got Cesc Fabregas as your coach as well. Like that, I think that has to be a big factor for him. Like
that's
one of the best midfielders we've seen. Like he's
in your type of mold as well.
Yeah,
it'd be a shame. The thing with Como, they've got that sort of celebrity backing. They've got that money. They've got that appeal now of being, I guess, a stabilised Serie A club with the whole story behind them. So you'd hope they could draw in some more players. I totally forgot the Varane thing. That's massive for them.
Ages ago.
It does feel like ages ago.
It's going to be interesting to see how they go about the transfer window. Do they do what they did last year and just go out and buy experience? I think they got Pepe Reina. I think Alberto Moreno.
He was there,
was there, Varane as well. Or do they try and just bring in some young talent? Do they bring in some Serie A, like just genuine ballers, some Serie A experience?
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of Serie A ballers that could go there.
Yeah.
Because I think they've got that appeal. Fabregas, Como, celebrity backing, the story. Like you've got, it's like the Wrexham of...
I mean, if Varane rejected Saudi clubs, I'm sure,
to come to Como.
The MLS clubs, to go to Como, like, it would have been on a lot less money. Like, there's got to be, the Fabregas just...
I think
it
the
must
Fabregas
be.
thing,
It's just a Fabregas effect, so...
Could you get some more, young Spanish players across?
They get like Ethan Ranieri and Marcel Skelly on loan and learn off Cesc Fabregas,
Or you just absolutely savage the La Masia Academy. Because right now they seem to have incredible Spanish players coming out.
They must surely have a good relationship with fucking Nico Paz and stuff.
Yeah. You just...
Be a good watch.
4 straight wins for them, 5 unbeaten, and they've finished the year off well, which means they'll stay afloat for next season, which is I think the important thing.
Just none of us can have them as a surprise with what's happened with Monza.
So just put them in Champions League then. So if they fall off, they don't drop off that far. Keep them right up there. All right, let's go to this list that's been months in the making.
Jesus,
this one,
5-6 weeks in the making.
I made it 3 weeks ago and then didn't change it because I wanted to say true to myself because I flip-flopped way too much.
I made it last week and I haven't even looked at it. So.
But I've got some big names here and I reckon some surprises in there as well. The timing of this list, by the way, is awful for one man, but we'll get to that in a minute. Get a kicked off. Who's your number 10?
My number 10 is Savinho.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you have him in? I know obviously the stats. I think he's only got 1 Premier League goal. Got a lot of assists, but his overall performances, I think next year, obviously Man City are going to spend well. Their squad's going to look very good. I think he could be fucking insane next year. So obviously the year he had at Girona was very good. This year he's still been. I think Man City fans appreciate him as well.
Yeah,
like they're constantly like, this guy's. He's fucking 20, 21. Like he's
21 years older than
I think he's just turned 21, so he's insane.
The future's bright. Now look, I wouldn't take a Fuso Kubo.
Okay.
A little bit of a roguish shout.
He was on my list.
He was on my honourable mentions initially, and then I put him in because I've watched a few highlights here and there. I don't think we've watched much. I haven't actually looked at any of the sort of Sociedad games, but he's always been on the radar. And internationally, I think that's what stands out to me. When I watch him play for Japan, he really stands out. He's a really handy player. Are we ever going to get him in a big team? It looks like maybe not anymore because I think it feels like that team's been ravaged and he still remains.
I always thought he'd go to Newcastle, but it feels like that deal's just not going to happen.
Now as well.
Jacob Murphy's ridiculous.
Yeah. I like him.
Yeah, I think that big move's gone. I think you're right.
I think, if you're going to go any higher on this list, you have to move to a big club. I just don't see it happening. So, Kubo at 10
good
for me.
shout. My 9 is Christian Pulisic.
He stayed there. I see. I hadn't dropped out just because of the Milan.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I do have him 9. I did have him 8 originally, but I dropped him to 9. Really, it's just been him and Reinders that have been probably the only consistent performers for like 18 months, I'd say.
Yeah, take your pick. 2 years.
He's been really good. I think he's got 19, 20 goal contributions this season. Without some of his goals, I think they'd really be struggling. So. He always performs well. When they win, it's usually because of him and Reinders. So, we're finally seeing what we saw at Dortmund.
Yeah, about time. So. Yeah, maybe I'm harsh there. Maybe I should have put him in. Well, I love this bloke at number 9. I love him.
I think
it's Ricardo Orsolini. It's time
he was so close to going in mine, but
they don't call him Orsinaldo for no reason.
Orsinaldo.
They fucking love him there in Bologna. Get me there next year.
I'm glad you put him in.
I will be there next year at the Della, whatever it's called. I will be there. I tell you what, that goal versus Inter, maybe go 1 for that. That is unbelievable. The way he just like scissor bicycle kicks it. And the comment says, that's why they call him Orsolini. I'm like,
that commentary was elite commentary.
Top tier commentary. And that's what he has been this season. Italiano, him obviously don't see eye to eye because he got dragged half-time against Atalanta. I watched that game live.
Yeah, that's a weird one, that.
I thought, not sure about that one. Everyone else was really bad, but he was the guy, sacrificial lamb. Against Inter, doesn't get picked. I'm thinking like, okay, this isn't good because he committed to come back to Bologna and has been their player. Hasn't started a lot of games this season, but he comes off the bench last week versus Inter, scores that goal. Disappointed he couldn't get another goal this week versus Udinese, but every time they need a goal or something magical, Bologna haven't got that this year because they haven't got the Xerxes up top. Lewis Ferguson's missed a large part of the season. Ndoye's growing into his role. Castro's missed a lot recently with injury. He's the Saka of Arsenal, right? Like where they go to him for magic moments and he delivers them. Like, yes, he's not as talented as everyone above him on this list, but with heart, passion, and like what he's done for this club, you could put him and argue to put him to the top 6 of what he does. It's ridiculous.
He's phenomenal. Tell you what, if I'm a big Serie A club, I'll be going after
I'm
him.
Juventus.
We only said that last year, but whatever. My 8 is Brian Mbeumo.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah.
He's had a mad season. I can't believe there's like not a whole lot of chat around him. To be honest, there's not a whole lot of interest, which is bizarre. Because I think 18 goals, 6 assists I've got here. I mean on the counter attack, he's a freak. He is a freak. So I thought when Ivan Toney left, I thought, he's Mbeumo, like really that guy, but he's been ridiculous, and he's still like 25, 26 or something. So
looked at 40, but
he's looked 40. He's lied on his passport. He's like
something's gone wrong.
Someone's
did a problem.
But it's weird. There's not a whole lot of like interest, which is mad.
Is that just not the Premiership? I feel like the chat around the Premiership has been so poor.
It has, yeah.
Come summer, I reckon it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I reckon there's got to be some clubs in for him. There has to be.
Talk about a match made in heaven. It won't never happen, but Frankfurt's counter attack with Brian Mbeumo. With Ekateka up top.
That is a shout.
Give me some of that. It's so rogue. It will never happen, but that's the most...
They definitely would have beaten Spurs if he was at Frankfurt.
100%.
They definitely would have beaten them.
My number 8 is someone you said, Savinho.
Yep.
Same reason as you. A personal favourite of mine, but hasn't quite been his year because Pep loves a rotation. Like you don't get 6 games in a row. And I still believe when Marmoush and Savinho are going to play together next year, hopefully, when everyone's fit with Haaland there, if Marmoush is the inside forward, that front line,
scary,
best in the league.
Scary,
undoubtedly the best in the league. Can play against a low block, can play in the break, can play can counter press, they can work harder. He can cross the ball to Haaland. Hasn't quite worked the same Dovbyk to Haaland correlation, but if he can do it to Dovbyk, he can definitely do it to Haaland. So I'm waiting till next season. I think next season comes, he pops off. So he's number 8 for me.
Yeah, good one. My 7 is Jared Bowen.
Okay, so Bowen's a difference. Okay, in this list, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe seeing him live is
Helps.
maybe it helps a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been at an elite level for ages now. Been one of the best right wingers in the league for a long time. Even in a shit West Ham side, and again, I don't know why they keep persisting with him at striker. I know they've got Kudus on the right, who's an absolute freak, but you got to get Bowen back on the right where he should be. And yeah, just such a good player. Probably, again, that similar to Kuba. I think that big move has gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been very good for a long time.
Yeah, I've got a proper West Ham, and they're pissing me off a bit, to be honest with you. My 7, as I said, is Brian Burma. It's got a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Just because of just the pure numbers it says. Like, just on sheer, like, you look at a piece of paper.
Yeah.
He probably, on the piece of, actually, saying this, all these right wingers are, the outputs are ridiculous this season, actually.
Yeah.
So he probably is where you deserve to be on output, but, like, it's actually ridiculous. And I agree with you. The lack of conversation about him for Tottenham's, for Man United's.
How Tottenham is bizarre. Like, that
Tottenham have gone with so many different wingers and none of them are delivered, but surely in
this is a
Burmo,
banker.
he's in the league. He's done it for 3 or 4 years now, with a striker, without a striker. He's done it. Surely you go for, I don't know. Or if I'm saying that, if I'm a Bundesliga club, I'm looking out.
Yeah.
I really am. Because he's going to fit that league to a T.
Frankfurt
Speed,
could be
counter-attack.
that's a fucking great shout.
Isn't it Champions League football? So
It's a great shout, yeah.
Brian Burma. He's my 7.
Nice. My 6 is like, it's quite sad that I have him here. It's Elise.
Same here.
It's just, bro, the fucking top 5
is crazy.
This list is insane. 13 goals, 17 assists in all comps, 14 assists in the Bundesliga. That might be more. I haven't changed it since last week, so he might have gotten.
You got a goal and assist in the weekend.
Add one more to that. I mean, it's just what we saw at Palace is translated to Bayern in an even better version. Every time he cuts inside, it's just it's fucking Iron Robin. Yeah, it's just Iron Robin.
At the weekend.
Like, I think there was one performance earlier in the year which I just remember. I think it was at Werder Bremen where they won 5-0, and he fucking took the piss. I think he scored 2. I think he scored 1 from the outside the box, which like went top corner. And he's just the fact that he's 6 just goes to show how good the quality of right wingers is in world football right now. Because any other list, he's at least top 2, 3.
This is the fucking Ballon d'Or list in the right wingers list.
It's the Ballon d'Or list.
The Ballon d'Or list going on this list here.
Just add Rafinha, and we've got the Ballon d'Or favourites.
Exactly. So. I agree with the exact same thing. My favourite player, still my favourite player. I love watching him play. It just makes me it makes me smile. Like the guy just goes about his craft. So like the definition of nonchalant. You search it nonchalant. Bro posts so many Instagram photos with no comment. It just posts it. Like that's the player he is. I feel like football's a pastime for him, but he does it so well. Like on the weekend, we'll go into that Bayern game in a bit. Leroy Sané could have 8.
Jesus.
With how many times he got set up by
I feel bad for not putting him in my top 10 left winger list or putting him 10 on this one. I was right all
this time. All this time. But man, the link up he has, no matter who plays up top, that's the thing what's really stood out to me. Mateta and Eze, it was really an awesome combination. It was more of a triangle. But now he's out and out right-sided player, right? Musiala normally down the middle, or Thomas Muller will come down the middle. This game, they sort of played like a narrow 4-2-2 almost in this game. Yeah, it was. But they all played centrally. But it was back to what we saw from him last season at Palace at the end of the year, where he has that license, he can play inside, he can drift out wide. And then once he picks his head up, well, make the run, he'll find you. Because he found Sané 3 times in the break, I think. We know what he's done with Harry Kane this season. The work he does with Musiala in the Champions League in particular. It's right, it's magical. You know he's going his left foot. Same with someone else we'll talk about in this list. We know they're going on their left foot, but they just can't stop it. You get frozen in time.
It's too quick.
It's too quick, too tricky, it's too agile. It's unbelievable.
And with a lot of these players as well, particularly these left footers, if you stick a leg out, you have no way of pen.
Yeah, off you go.
So they're just impossible to defend. This top 6 in particular.
Yeah, absolutely.
My 5th is Rodrigo.
Agree as well.
I tried to put him higher because, like, when your own teammates like come out in press conferences and talk about you with all the ability that's in that squad, like he's so underappreciated. I would love to see a good run of games of him on the left. Because when Vinny hasn't played and he's played on the left, he's been fucked. He's been ridiculous.
Alaves game.
Was it Alaves?
2 weeks ago. They only won 1-0, but he had a chance in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Cooked them on the left.
So he's playing out of position. The numbers again sort of don't reflect the impact that he actually has on the team. Again, it's just the top four are just a joke, aren't they?
This season they're crazy. Yeah.
So yeah, he's my number 5.
I 100% agree with you. Can someone prime away? Can someone?
How much is he worth?
That's the thing. To Real, I'll say 120, 110. I reckon they'll go ridiculous amounts. Hear me out. This has just come to my head just then. If Newcastle are all that,
holy fuck.
Bruno Guimaraes, Joel Linton, Rodrigo, another Brazilian in that squad. Do they go balls to the wall and get Murillo, another Brazilian to the squad, and just make the Brazilian call there?
Holy shit.
Because Liverpool aren't doing it anymore. I don't think that time has come and gone.
Yeah, no.
I think it'd fit Liverpool to a T, by the way, but it's not going to work with what's going on there right now. But with Xabi Alonso coming in, likely playing his 5-back, likely.
Yeah.
Hope he doesn't sacrifice the 5-back for the players.
Yeah.
That means Rodrigo is stuck because you got Bellingham, Mbappe, Vinny, Brahim,
Arda,
who all play that role there, right?
Yeah.
And it's weird. No one went over Arda on this list, but I still think Arda's probably talent-wise a better player than Rodrigo. That's just my...
Really?
I think talent-wise, he might have a better ceiling. So I reckon he might get phased out. Does a Premier League club just say, fuck it, let's spend 100 million plus on this player? Because this is not me degrading Rodrigo. I just think Arda's special. I think he's superb.
Yeah.
Just a Premier League club like a Newcastle have money to spend. Just say, fuck it, let's go him. We're playing Champions League football next season. Let's keep Isak at the club because we're going to have Isak.
I think if the club are going to get Rodrigo, I take a wild guess that Isak is going to stay.
I hope so. Jesus Christ. Can you imagine Isak, Rodrigo and Gordon running around?
That would rival fucking Man City's front three.
Would, right? Because you've got your out-and-out wide player, which would become Gordon, which would be your Savinho. You've got your centre striker, Isak and Haaland, and you got your inside forward in Rodrigo.
Fucking hell, mate. You and your shouts.
I love a rogue
Bremer to
shout.
Frankfurt.
I love a rogue shout. But it could happen.
If Newcastle are that, why not?
If they're all that, they'll do it.
Why not? Yeah.
Top 4 that hard. It's hard.
This was tough. 4, I have Bukayo Saka.
See, I made this a few weeks ago, so I've got Saka a bit higher.
4, I have Bukayo Saka. Yeah. Honestly, is purely just the injury that he had.
Yeah, hasn't played
He missed
much.
a lot of football, and the front 3 or the top 3 that I have are just fucked. That's
you know what? I'm gonna change my list. I'm gonna go with it. Yeah, Saka.
It's nothing with Saka. It's he's phenomenal. He's just ridiculous. It's just sometimes players are just better. And obviously the injury doesn't help him. So, but even if he didn't have the injury, it'd be hard to
push these
it'd
guys.
be hard to push
These
the
guys
top
are
3.
serious.
It'd be hard to push the top 3. So this list is, I think the top 6, you can't really go wrong. They're all fucked. They're all ridiculous. So
you could argue they've all been the best player on their team this year. Rodrigo's hard because he plays in the best assembled team.
Yeah.
But I'd argue Michael Olise has been a game changer for Bayern.
So who did you have 4?
I did have Dembele. I'm going to rotate through. I'm going to agree with you in this one here.
I think after last night as well. I think.
I'm going to say it's really bad timing. I did make this 2 weeks ago. It was a long time ago. And Saka had come back and had just beaten Real.
Yeah.
So I was like,
cooking,
if I can check him.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. No,
it's purely just the injury.
And you literally look at the last. If you want to be so micro, 12 months or this season, he just hasn't got what these guys have got.
Yeah.
And there's nothing against him.
And we're talking Ballon d'Or level here, by the way.
These 4 could all be the Ballon d'Or. All win the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
So, I'll go with you. I'll put him 4, and then Ousmane Dembele then goes 3 for me.
Dembele's 3 for me as well. He's been the best player in 2025.
Yep.
I think it's 25 in 25? 25 goals?
25 goals, 20...
Well, it was 25 GA in 25 games, I think.
Maybe 25 games. Yeah, okay.
I
thought it was 24
I think
games
Fabrizio
or something
posted this. I saw it after he scored.
Basically cracked.
Yeah, even the finish over that finish is fucking hard through traffic.
Was it not easy at all?
Half volley, bobbling ball coming at pace.
Yep.
To direct that into the corner is just the level he's at the moment, and it's a potential Ballon d'Or winner. You know,
they win the Champions League. Well,
yeah, if they win the Champions League, they would be the favourites for sure heading back to Paris. So, and I know obviously the league he's playing in isn't the strongest, at all, but even in the Champions League, he's scoring all their goals.
That was my point. In the prediction video, I can argue, and I think I will argue, he has been the player of the Champions League.
He has, yeah.
Across the league, knockout, and now this stage, he has consistently impacted winning with goals and assists. And I always argue for some players, impacting winning by just their contribution, but this is just like cold, hard, objective facts that he has won games because of the goals he scores or the assists he makes. And last night, we watched it before we went live. The way he just dropped, and again, he's playing number 9 this year as well.
Yeah,
now. The way he drops in to open up the space for someone else to then make that late run in, like he's helping his teammates out by being a runner without the football. Like he's committing his body, like in terms of fatiguing himself to make others around him better, to make Doué, to make Barcola, to make Kvaratskhelia better. He's actually tracking back, defending, pressurising. That Aston Villa game didn't score or assist in the second leg. It was so important in terms of their pressing and their counter-attacking. So, yeah, I love the work he's done.
Yeah. Top two.
Fuck.
My number 2.
This is so bad timing.
I have Lamine.
Same. He just cooked Real on the weekend.
I mean, this could change every week, generally, because
it's unbelievable. We've got Lamine too.
How is Lamine too?
Me and Yamal's 2 on a list.
I mean, fair enough, I have him.
Yeah, I know.
Because I'm fucking...
Yeah, but this is wild, man. But Salaga's goes one for me, though. And it's been that way now for 3 years, I feel like.
I mean, Lamine's been ridiculous this year. Go back to... Honestly, when he first started playing first-team football for Barca...
About 2 years ago.
He's been an absolute... just a joke. I mean, his Euros was sensational. I mean, his highlights package is better than, fucking most footballers out there. It's scary, and he's, what... How old is he?
18.
18?
18.
And he's... I mean, that ball of Ferran in the Copa Del Rey,
stop.
I mean...
Stop.
Even in the first half, the first 10, 15 minutes, he had a couple of chances where he could have ended Madrid in 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was done. Yeah.
He is just... If he stays fit throughout his career, fucking hell.
What do you do?
You can't, it's the same with the Elite. What was the same with Elise? You know he's going to go left.
Yeah.
Stop it. Go on.
That's what I'm talking about.
Fucking freakish what he's doing.
He's going left. He's always going left. He can't do anything. You're like, defenders get froze. They don't know what to do.
Doesn't matter what haircut he's got as well.
No.
Fucking bleached, if he's...
Curly, straight
whatever.
hair, bleached, frizzy hair.
The fact that he's second goes to show how good number 1 is.
And that's the thing. I don't often do resumes, but it has to be a resume thing.
It is a resume.
Because they're both... And it's the same as Dembele. Because the resume of playing in Ligue 1 versus what...
Yeah.
This is just resume stuff.
If we were doing this after the Euros, Lamine is 1. Yeah.
The thing about Lamine as well, I think we touched on the both of us in match day 8 or 9, where they beat Villarreal, and I said he's got assists in his game, and I see it with the youngsters we've had like Garnacho, Greenwood, Rashford, the likes have gone on over the years to get the pass and the precision of pass and the right pass in a young player's game early is it's invaluable. I think he's broken every record now for Barcelona players. So he's beaten Messi and all the midfielders of the years for assists before the age of 19 or whatever. And this year, I think he's got the most assists in the Champions League or something like that. Yeah. It's actually quite profound. He's playing above his age with the way he's passing the football. To set up Rafinha, to set up on the weekend Ferran Torres, set up Lewandowski. Yes, it helps. You've got some incredible finishers right in front of you. But to play these passes, to take these passes on, we need to appreciate that first. Because what he's doing with his passing, we haven't seen this from a young player like that. It's unbelievable.
That pass to Ferran Torres, oh my God. Even he's been quality this year, Ferran. He's come up with a lot
best substitute in the world.
He's come up with a lot of important goals. Flick trusts him in big games.
So is he not your number 1?
Obviously, yeah. I got Ferran Torres number 1.
What do they call him? The shark, or what do they call him? The shark number 1.
It's a certain Egyptian king.
Number 1. The prince came, but he still hasn't toppled the king yet.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just so happy that I've seen this guy live.
Yeah.
Fucking, just a ridiculous play. I mean, his numbers this year are a joke. I mean, look, we live in a world where somehow there is still a debate between him and Eden Hazard. it's fucking
it's
insane.
getting crazy
To
now.
me, it's insane.
Because you got the best seasons and also longevity on your side now.
It's just,
can't even complain
you
anymore.
know, like this guy is getting to the level of conversation with Ronaldo on the right.
I was saying, like,
know?
do you put him in the all-time Prem team now?
I mean, he probably does go in, doesn't he? Like
Ronaldo had one incredible year.
I don't know his stats, but I think is it 18 assists he's on? I think so. He needs 2 more.
He's very close. Did you get an assist in the weekend?
No, he got
So it's 18 then.
No, he got the pre-assist for the.
Okay, so it's still 18.
So it's still 18. So I think he needs 2 assists.
Come on, boy.
And I think it's like 2 more goals, maybe
40
for 40.
Yeah.
I think 40-20.
It's something 30 something.
There's
Is when I
some
checked it, and
mad
28
stat
assists
or something. Yeah,
18 assists.
and if he gets that, I mean, is it the greatest individual Premier League season we've seen?
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't,
It's still numbers wise it is.
numbers wise, it's
It shatters the Henry season.
yeah.
Um,
Haaland's season,
obviously
not the.
But then if people want to argue about that, you can say the league was even easier that year. I thought the Haaland's first
I think
year,
in the league he's got 28 goals and I think it's 18 assists. So I think it's 30-20. I think that's what
we're
it
going
is.
for.
So he needs 2 more goals, 2 more
and
assists.
2.
I think
4
I think
games. You
that's
got that 4 goal contributions in 4 games.
So
That's what it
he
is.
needs 4 goal contributions.
I think it probably would go. And I think once we give 5 years after retirement for De Bruyne and Salah, they probably both go in.
Yeah.
They've run this league. Like,
They've been ridiculous over the past sort of probably 2 years. It's probably been Salah.
Yep.
But besides, I mean, De Bruyne, fucking hell. I mean,
was De Bruyne there a few years before Salah as well? A year before Salah?
I think it might have been a year or two. It was a year or two before Salah.
Basically, you can put that first year De Bruyne in that period until now. Like, they've basically owned and run this league now, along with their football clubs for all this time.
Yeah.
And now Salah won the league to match it as well in the same year. That helps his debate as well.
Big time.
I think he walks into that team there.
Yeah, that's the conversation he's in. So
that's why he's number 1.
Yeah, but I mean, look, how is Lamine Yamal not number 1? It's just,
especially for the weekend he's
crazy.
had.
The weekend he's had, the fuck, ever since he's been playing, he's been ridiculous.
The one thing you can put against him is he hasn't got many goals.
True. Yeah.
His last goal was the 5. No, it wasn't the 5. It was the Bernabeu Clasico.
Yep.
Was his last goal. So that's a little bit of, I think, January,
It's a little
December
bit of time. But even his performances have still been
very
good.
I'm not discrediting it, but if we're talking about like 3 of the top 3 we've seen compete for a long time. So we're literally nitpicking. And Salah at least is still continuing to put goals in the back of the net.
The quality of right wingers in the world is...
My God.
I've generally got Ahmad written down here as a potential one to have in, because he was on fucking smoke before he got injured.
He was on one. He cooked City and then just said, "No, I'm out."
I had him and Orsolini and Kubo as my sort of honourable.
Yeah.
So there's fucking good right wingers out there.
And there's more coming through the ranks, eh?
It was the top 6 was impossible, and then 7, 8, 9, 10, have whoever you want.
Take your pick, yeah.
I think we only had one difference.
Yeah, it was Orsolini and you had Bowen.
Oh yeah, I had Pulisic and
then Kubo, Kubo, Pulisic. All valuable.
Very good list, mate. Very good list.
We'll get into Clasico next. We'll quickly skip over, just talk about Girona, who continue to struggle. They bottle this one, I tell you what. Lagana's not a great team.
I checked the ladder this morning. I can't believe where Girona are.
They are in danger. So they should have won this game. Porto scores in the 19th minute. No, Porto was taken down in the 19th minute. He got to the red card for Cisse, 19th minute. Dewani then scores just before the hour mark. And you thought, okay, just cruise it out, manage the game. The commentator mentioned it perfectly. Dan Juma, who said a real hit and miss year, decides to want to take the game on in like the last minute, tries to dribble past a few defenders, turns the ball over on the halfway line. They go the way with a counter-attack. Ball into the box, a cutback. Sainz cuts the ball back. El Haddadi in the box scores in the 92nd minute. 1-1 Leganés and Girona. Keeps Leganés somewhat alive, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll stay up, but it means Girona's very close to...
Is Michelle still there?
Michelle is still there.
Because
Michelle might be dead in terms of stress, because this guy's... you can tell this guy's not comfortable.
I can't believe how far they fall. Like, they are genuinely... And their last couple of fixtures are hard. I think they got I think maybe Atletico Madrid's in there, or they've got some tough games coming up. I think their last 2 games are tough. I think they got Mallorca at home this weekend.
Current standings, 33 games down. Lagana's 30 points in 19th, so keep their hopes alive. Las Palmas 32 points in 18th, so Mick Burney needs to get going. Alaves in 17th with 34, and Girona with 35 points.
And their goal difference isn't great either.
Not great. It's worse than Alaves, but it's better than Las Palmas. But the point being, mate, it's tough.
It's just bad how quick they've fallen, man. Like they've got still some like Gutierrez is still there, and
He's still there.
Like there's still got some decent players there, but I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. They've just
talk about legs falling off. This is legs going. They're gone. They can't play the same football anymore. They can't press. They can't play through. No.
They're getting opened up. Like they're getting
exposed.
hammered.
Yeah.
Like they are getting hammered these days. So
it's if some of the players like Sagankov, does he want to stay? He played well in this game. I thought like you can't be still getting battered up by Stawani in 2025. Like the guy's a club legend, love the bloke, but
Gutierrez should leave. Like
I think he'll be gone.
He should be going to a better club.
Yeah,
you know. And it's sad because no one will forget that Girona team.
It was iconic.
We love watching them. They were so good last year.
Top of the league.
Even they had some moments this year where they actually looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, even when they lost 4-0 to Barca, they actually played pretty fucking good.
Like,
there's no way that team that played that day should now be 16th, like 3 points off relegation, like with 4 games. Like, if they get relegated, it would be
one of the great fall
offs. It would be one of the great in-season fall offs we've ever seen.
Yeah. It's crazy though as well in the world of football we live. Like, does this look badly on Michel? Because like I talked about how Fabregas has adjusted to fit his team this season.
Yeah,
Michel's continued double down on like this is where we're going to play. The legs have totally got. Like, they can't play it anymore. They can't play this energy. They can't play this system because you lose legs like Dovbyk and Savinho who can just run for days, right? And Segankov's been in and out all year. Asprilla, who's one of the younger players I'm very keen to look at in the future, he's been out. Is it a case of you need to somehow adjust?
Yeah.
Like, is that what we're seeing here? Because his stocks were up here, but right now, just the way football works,
they're
bottoming out.
No one. If he was to get sacked tomorrow, he'd probably have to go to the fucking second division.
It's just the way it is.
A lower club in La Liga.
Yeah.
Which is sad because the end of last year,
top manager.
If Alonso was to move to, like, let's say, Liverpool or whatever,
he was there.
You would have probably put him in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's like what you said. It's just how football works.
It's such a shame.
He hasn't adapted to his team. Like when that losing run first started, something had to change. Yeah,
I guess the big point is they can't defend either.
Yeah, no, they just get opened up so easily.
You're so true. They just get done in.
Like, they get hammered by everyone. I was looking at their results.
Yeah.
Everyone's just fucking putting goals past them.
It's almost like they're just praying they can just hold on to the end of the season and just start again.
Yeah, you expect they'll lose a couple more players as well. The Danjuma move just hasn't worked. No. When they first got, I was like,
pumped for that.
They got him from Villarreal. Like, really?
Yeah.
But like what you said, it's been hit and miss. It just whatever they've done this year just has not worked. So
even Donny van de Beek struggled.
Yeah, Brian Hill, who started off like a house on fire, he's got that Tottenham gene in him.
Yeah, he started so well.
He looked really good.
Yeah.
Back in where he made his name in La Liga.
Yeah.
But he's been dead. I mean, I can't believe Donny van de Beek. Like, bro, this is like, it's a completely different player.
Nah.
The one that was at Ajax. Like
Ballon d'Or van de Beek. Yeah.
Fucking hell, it's grim times. It's very tough for them.
They're going to have to keep riding Porto and Stuani to the end. It looks like they're the only two right now.
They have to win a game. At some point.
Just one game they need to win. That keeps them safe, but it looks so hard to do that. Right? If you can't win against 10 men for 70 minutes against a relegation candidate,
it must be that club would be fucking down. The like atmosphere and the environment would be so like just shot to pieces.
I think I read something about Michel saying I haven't slept. Like, he just said, like it's giving pep again.
I should feel bad for him.
I can't sleep because they keep losing.
He's shown capabilities of being a really good manager. He overachieved massively last year. Massively.
Yeah.
But
this hurts him, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's almost like, do you wish they finished 5th? And just got Europa League?
It's one of
Maybe they're
those.
still in the competition. Like,
I'm sure they've still got a lot of money
Yeah.
from the sales of Dovbyk and Savinho, and obviously the money from the Champions League. So I'm sure the money's there. So they just need to get to the end of the year, and they have to invest that money into the squad. Otherwise,
where do they go?
otherwise the players are going to leave, and they're just going to pick up just trash players, and they'll be relegated before we know.
Yeah, they'll be gone.
And in 5 years' time, it'll be, oh, that was a cool story, but now look where they are.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Playing Almeria next year if they don't care.
I haven't actually. I was gonna have a quick look.
Should have a weekly
I
Almeria update.
I haven't actually checked since we last spoke about
Are we
them,
buying an Almeria
because
kit?
honestly, they shut the bed. They shut the
The
bed.
7th in Segunda Division. There we go.
They are fucking useless. Mate. When we first checked them, they were on top or like second,
Flying.
and now they're 7th. What's the? It's just the top. Is it the top? Like
I think it's just the top 3 go.
top 3 go, isn't it? So that's
Racing
probably done.
Club might be back. That's a name from FIFA
Racing.
15. I remember that team from way they went. Levante
God.
back. Oche back.
Oh well, there's always next year.
Always more hate watching that. But Cadiz in 14th is crazy.
Remember Malaga?
Malaga, Real Zaragoza as well.
Yeah, Jesus.
It's just so crazy when you look
That's
back
just
at
good
some of
seeing
these
some
teams.
Deportivo,
Yeah.
Eibar, fucking hell.
Like you see
They're
some,
only the bottom. What's going on?
you see some like established teams that like it's crazy. Mate, that's the point. You got to be careful if you're Girona.
Yep.
All right, let's get on to the big game. It's probably the game of the weekend. I was on a plane back from Canberra when this game was on, so I didn't get to watch any of it live. But we were gifted to one of the great finals, and what a surprise between the two great clubs in world football.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to go through the play-by-play of this. I've got like a page full of things that happened. So as you said, Lamine came very, very close in the 20th minute. Cut inside. I don't know if it was a cross or a shot, but just went past the far post there.
Yeah.
Koundé had a massive header. That Courtois had to make a quick reflex save just after that point in time. Then the goal came. Another great build-up from Barcelona.
I actually feel bad for not putting this guy as the best centre midfielder in the world.
Same.
When I had Valverde.
Actually, talk about Ballon d'Or candidates, but he's in there as well.
He's in there as well, yep. Good,
Pedri
yep.
scoring an absolute rocket in the 28th minute, giving Barcelona the 1-0 lead. And once again, Lamine Yamal picks his head up, finds the right pass. That was like something you'd see in like FIFA. You lay the ball back to the D and just rocket it top corner. Fantastic run and shot from him. Chaotic sort of corner in the 43rd minute, nearly made its way to the back of the net for Barca to get that second goal just for half time. And it was important that they did it because the turnaround came from Real in the second half. Vini denied by Szczesny twice in the 52nd minute, missed a massive chance in the 56th minute, overdid it. Mbappe found him in, Mbappe came off the bench and made a big impact in this game.
Impact, yeah.
He'd eventually then score. Rest in peace, the account about Mbappe and the free kicks.
Yeah, that account is
That
fucked
account is
now.
dead now. He's got the free kick, a great free kick of the post in the 70th minute. We've seen a lot of free kicks going to the keeper's near side this year. We've seen that a lot of times.
A lot now.
Great free kick off the post to score. Tchouameni, then I thought it was the classic Real remontada.
Yeah.
77th minute, charging in for a header. Bad marking from Bar. I think Koundé didn't go with him in the end.
Yeah, it was just. I think there was a couple of.
Yeah, it just
people
was
open,
across
so,
the fucking
yeah,
the
it
box.
wasn't
And
great.
Tchouameni got up for the header. Lamine could have equalised that stereotypical left-footed cut-in shot later on, but Courtois, what a save.
I thought, here we go.
stretch.
It's
Yeah,
fucking
it's
same
gonna
old,
happen
same
again.
old, isn't it? It's Courtois.
But then Courtois just had probably his worst moment in his last 10 years.
Yeah.
Coming off his line. Yes, it was a great over-the-top ball by Lamine Yamal, but I thought, stay on your line. But he came out,
Yeah, it was
cooked
a
it.
stupid decision, yeah.
Varane goes around, finds back in the net. Once again, you said it, Varane, again, the guy to do the damage later on in that game, 84th minute. Then came the big decision. Asensio takes down
Rafinha.
who on the extension of his shot gets clipped. And clips, I think, the key word. He does get clipped.
He does get clips. So
And he has brought down, pen's given. So on-field
Yeah.
decision is a penalty. Takes a lot to overturn an on-field penalty. Goes to the box. We know what happens next. Overturned. After the week that there was chances of Real not playing the game because they didn't want to be refereed by this referee.
I think everyone knew that was going to get overturned with the week that Real
My
Madrid had.
God.
Which is mental to
Barca had
overturn
not
that.
won this game.
There would have been court cases about this shit, honestly.
You would have never heard the end of this.
Jesus. Spain wouldn't exist. It'd be
Civil
fucking...
war.
It'd be gone.
Blowing up.
It'd be gone. Fucking, honestly, that was insane, that.
And then the winner came right at the end. Jules Koundé. I've seen
Justice.
Yeah, justice. And everyone's seen the clip, by the way, of Brahim is closer to the ball, not reacting quick enough.
Yeah.
Koundé reacting. Bullet. That's a great finish in this game. A bullet into the bottom corner. Secure Barcelona the 3-2 win. Cue the scenes. Cue Lamine Yamal dapping up the Queen, I think, as well. He came in like dapped up, and the King and the Queen. I'm like, oh my fucking God. Bro's rocking like the sunglasses, the second sunglasses. Fucking pants down to his like shins and just daps up the King and Queen. I'm like, yeah, fair enough. The Barca president doing these ones to Chesney saying like a sick pose. I love it. Okay, everyone has their team. You pick Real Barca. That's that's the way the world works. You pick one. I'm always on the Real side. That's just the way it is. But I have to appreciate this Barca team. It's vibes. It's so awesome to watch. They play great football, but they have fun with it. They just have fun with it. And
that's Hansi Flick. Like it's just sometimes with their high line they can get caught out, but fucking hell, when you've got players like they have, it's so good to watch. I mean, Pedri showed levels this game. He fucking cooked them. That was, it feels like we say this every year, that was one of the great games.
The great Clásicos.
Great games I've ever seen, honestly.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, fucking rest in peace, me. But I made sure to watch as much as I could, like the biggest extended highlights package that I could.
This game is behind such a paywall, by the way.
Yeah. And that, it was just mental. I mean, I saw people blaming Modric for their goal, and I'm like, look, as a player, you should know you have no time to go and fucking track back and wait for the ball to come to you. So the finish was mental, and that is the best right back in the world at the moment. Jules Koundé, he's on a fucking different level. He is. They just who's going to stop this team from winning a treble?
They're in a one-way charge to the treble.
Yeah, it feels like it. I just into it even both sides of the Champions League. I mean, as good as PSG and Arsenal are, the Barca side
I just think PSG
different.
PSG can't score against this Barca side. They just cannot.
I don't think they can defend against them either.
No. That being said, but we're talking about two of the best attacks in world football on paper, right? But I just don't see a way that Pau Cubarsí or Inigo Martinez get beaten by these players. I
think they beat them 4-1 in the.
They did too, didn't they?
Yeah. Like knockouts or whatever. So. And I know it's a completely different PSG side.
Different. And Kvaratskhelia was not there, was he?
Yeah, no. And it's like completely different Dembele and all that. But I mean, they're just ridiculous. I mean, they got a decent buffer in the league, so they can afford to sort of maybe rest a little bit here and there when they can.
It's the Clásico. They win the Clásico, it's done.
Yeah, it's done.
It's actually that is their grand final. Real Madrid. You have to win the Clásico, and then you're still 1 point behind.
And Barca have bitched Real Madrid all year. Yeah, like they've absolutely smashed them in a couple of the games, and then. I think even Lamine Yamal said, even when they go ahead, we'll just win anyway. We win anyway. So they've got that arrogance about them, but it's a good arrogance. It's like, we know we're better than you.
Yeah.
But we're actually going to go and show you. We'll show you. We're not just going to rock up and it'll happen because we're Barca and we did our own remontada and all that. But Real Madrid have acted like a shit club all year, to be honest, with the whole Rodri thing. Yeah. We're going to cancel. We're not going to we're not going to show up. And then obviously all the noise with the whole Arsenal game, everyone coming out. Oh, what was the key word used all week? Remontada, just to have one shot on target in the first half. They've just acted like such an embarrassment of a club. A club of that size, they've acted so embarrassing this year.
It's good you touched on it because the last 2 weeks I've been alone. I've talked to it to high heaven actually. It's felt like a club that's lacked a Carvajal. It's felt like a club that's missing a leader. Modric is, as much great as he can be, he can't be everywhere.
Yeah, no.
Valverde, poor guy's going to need
he's too busy covering on the pitch.
Yeah, they're going to be injecting him with all sorts of things come the offside because he's going to be cooked. He's done every right back, right wing, central.
He already looks a little leggy already. Yeah.
He's gone. Modric is having to play most of the season because Tchouaméni and Camavinga can't stay fit. And I said that in the last podcast. I said, love them, good players. They aren't good enough for Real Madrid when they need to be with these attackers they've got that don't track back. You need a Joshua Kimmich player in the centre of the park. And I said, if Real Madrid want to do anything offseason, I know Kimmich just re-signed. The only player I can possibly see bettering this side, as it's currently built, is a Kimmich. But obviously Alonso's coming, so he'll change up the system. But it's not working. It's not working.
Oh no, it's not.
The Mbappe
in
experiment
a month, it's gone from like the Don. He's our guy. We're gonna 4 more years. He's gonna be here for to. Like Brazil's going to happen. He's going to. Apparently, Madrid rejected it or something.
They've denied it. I think Florentino Perez being pissed. I reckon that's what that is.
But it's like he looks like he's probably going to leave at the end of the year, which is mad considering all the talk. Oh, it's not his fault. No, it's just this. It's just the club in general. They've just acted. The whole Ballon d'Or thing was bizarre. The way they
they've been rattled by that.
Like literally, they have. It's ridiculous. Like. So he didn't just go and win it this year.
Exactly.
Just go and fucking win it this year. You know, exactly. And Vinny came out and said that. But he's actually been quite underwhelming this year.
He's disappointed me.
He hasn't been great.
I'm a number one Vinny defender, but this isn't. He hasn't
had a great year. I don't know if it's the whole thing with trying to fit Mbappe in, a bit like what Salah was with Nunes. It's all about him, the striker, trying to get him. But I think, if it's Ancelotti, if it's Xabi Alonso, they need to go back to like Vinny's our guy. Because when Vinny's been the guy, they've won trophies. They've killed it. They've killed the world. So. As good as Mbappe's been in terms of his goals,
his numbers and stats are ridiculous.
It doesn't mean anything if they're going to go trophy.
It doesn't contribute to winning. And I saw the clip this morning. Actually, I just resurfaced of Enrique this time last year, and that ahead of that Barcelona second leg for PSG, saying, "I need you to defend." He said. He said Michael Jordan grabbed his teammates by the balls and he defended. Yeah. He said, "I need you to defend," and that's that second leg where he didn't do too much at the Olympic Stadium there in Barcelona, but it was important that second leg for them to knock Barcelona out. And he said something like, "I don't expect that from Dembele, this, that, and the other. But I said, from you, you're a phenomenal player. You need to defend." And it's like Enrique saw it. He didn't want him back. They let him walk in it.
They didn't just let him go.
Enrique would have fought for him if he wanted it. They let him walk. He didn't want him. He saw that.
I think it was more the ownership offered him everything, but Enrique was like, "Oh
well." If he doesn't want to be here, I don't want him. And I feel like he's come into Real and the big money. Yeah, this is the club I wanted to be at. But if you really want it, track back, defend. Yeah. There is no defensive solidity in this side. They get countered so easily.
So easily, yeah.
And sometimes like Tchouaméni, Camavinga, they're great players. If we're going to play like we are, Real Madrid, you're going to need, as I said, like a Kimmich or like a Rodri type CDM. Because ain't nobody stopping this, because it's literally 11 on 8 at times. It just sort of feels like none of them are defending. You can have one in Vinny. That's fine. You can't have Vinny and Mbappe. And you can't have an injured Jude Bellingham trying to track back. It just doesn't work. There's no structure of this team. I think you said it. They're a bunch of individuals. They're not a team. Barca are a team. Lamine cutting back to Pedri. Rafinha tracking back. It all works. They work. They better each other around them. Real are just, they're counterintuitive. Yeah. They hurt each other the way they play.
Yeah.
And like in an ideal world, Valverde plays in a double pivot and you take away one of the attackers. There's only one lazy attacker up top. But how can you drop a Vinny or Mbappe? Like they've made their own problem here.
They have, yeah. I mean, you said it perfectly. They've missed Carvajal more off the pitch than on the pitch, to be honest. Just with his leadership and obviously the whole thing with, Trent's going to come into this team. He's not going to help them. He'll probably make them worse.
He's going to make it worse. I thought that. I said last week.
But if Alonso comes in, obviously it might change things with him playing as that sort of wing back. But you bring in Trent, but he's not what you need. You need some leaders in that team, because they all come out and they look great in press conferences saying all this bullshit, and it's all words. Because lately they've come on the pitch and I thought their performance against Arsenal. I was watching that. I think I was in Amsterdam. I was watching that. Yeah. So fucking dead they were. They had nothing. Bloody Saka that game should have been done in 10 minutes if Saka wasn't an idiot.
It's all talk, isn't it?
Yeah, it's at the moment it is. Yeah, all season it has been.
It's felt like the day. They feel like they've made an imaginary grudge.
It's been the most embarrassing season in terms of how a club has acted.
Yeah.
Like, it's just been one thing after another. It's just
this and this.
The whole thing with referees and, like, even that. It's just every time they get a red card, even if it's not deserved, like it's an accident, like the whole Bellingham thing, there's so much fucking shit that comes out. Like, the fallout's ridiculous. It's like, just complain and then move on.
I don't know if I was reading a bait article, but apparently the German FA don't want Rudiger back because of how he
Really?
acted after I
Yeah,
read
that was
again.
bad.
I didn't actually read the article. I just read a title of article, but something about the German FA don't want Rudiger.
What did he do? Like throw his shin pad or
He
something? at the
threw
ref?
ice at the ref. He got blocks of ice, and then Vinny came on through, sending out the ref. Like it's a bit fucked.
Like it's just.
I'm saying again, I'm the Real Madrid supporter. Like I'll out of the two clubs, I like them. And I like Vinny, but I can't. This is shit.
It's just
shit. And it's the ultimate like tantrum right now. It's okay. We've lost the Champions League. That's our tournament. Oh, we're losing the league. Or we lost another cup. It's just like panic stations. They've got nothing to play for now.
Yeah. It's generally embarrassing.
And they've let themselves down.
Acted. Yeah, they have. Yep, they've only got themselves to blame. So.
Well, like Jules Koundé and winning things. He played well that year previous with Xavi. They won it. They looked unbelievable. Played on average last season.
Yeah.
Nowhere near it. This year, best in the world again.
He's been
and
at right back. I thought he might get found out a bit, but fucking hell, he's been phenomenal.
But I say, take your pick right now though. Koundé, Hakimi, and Trent.
Yeah.
Like Hakimi's been fantastic in
Timber
Champions
as well.
League. Timber's been fantastic.
Flying at the moment. It's probably between Koundé and Hakimi, with Timber not too far behind, to be honest. But I think Koundé's just that whole Barca team is probably got the best player in each position in the world at the moment.
Yeah. Take the left wing, take the right wing, take the 10, take the striker, take the centre.
Take all the centre mids. Take all of the centre mids.
Take your bench as well. Olmo and Ferran off the bench.
I'll take fucking Szczesny, honestly, because he's made some decent saves. I know he's had a few.
He had one howl a week ago. Yeah.
I think Carragher called him out. He was like, "That's why he's always been average." And I'm like, "Well, that was
fighting words.
Bit harsh."
Fighting words.
Guy that's going to win the treble is supposedly average, but yeah.
Fair play. Massive trophy then. Koundé, Lamine, and Pedri standing out that one there.
Yeah.
Dominant Barca yet again. Let's quickly skip over the Bundesliga. It's basically wrapped up at the moment. Elise masterclass alongside Sane. For Bayern's 3-0 win versus Mainz, who continue to slip down the table. Their slim hopes of Champions League have disappeared. Eric Dyer header capping that one off there. The start of the game, Elise. 1 goal and assist, 9 match rating, 83% pass accuracy, 3 key passes, 9 ground duels, 1. And then Leroy Sane, a goal, a key pass, 2 Woolworks hit, 7.2 match rating. Bayern 8 points clear, 3 games to go. They've got Leipzig this weekend.
Yeah.
That's the title
they'll
right
probably
there.
smash them just like Frankfurt did.
Yeah.
If Sane played like that every week,
Well, you got a player.
he would be with Dembele and Rafinha as Ballon d'Or, best player in the world.
That was the Man City Sane.
That was fucked. Some of the shot he had where it was like a half volley, and the goal as well was fucked. But he had a half volley. I don't know if you saw.
Oh, he smacked onto the
Oh my
post.
god, that would have broke the net. Like on his day, he's such a good player.
That's why you say him every
That's
year.
why he was top 10 last year. But my god, is he infuriating at times.
That's why Napoli.
You know where he belongs? AC Milan. He would do wonders at that team.
Him and Pulisic, man.
Him on the left, Pulisic on the right. They would still fucking. They'd be the exact same. At their best, they'd be battering Inter, and then they'd lose 2-1 to Parma and
Monza.
And Monza, they lose to Monza.
So Conte's out leaving, by the way, as well. I think.
Yeah. Bro, what is going on?
How to sum up how fucked the club is? That is right there.
So he might beat Bologna in the final. And leave.
They won't beat Bologna. Bologna are a winning team.
I hope Bologna win.
Bologna.
That's the thing with these clubs like Bologna. You look at sort of Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa. Like, the Champions League is good, but you want to win a trophy.
Yeah,
like one of them
something
cups.
Something
to show for it. Hopefully, it's what Palace do. That'd be nice. So,
John Philippe for
you're gonna have to make a video, mate, because
I'll be live for that.
We know this channel is Palace.
We love
Palace through and through.
Palace Ultras on this channel.
Palace Ultras.
I might say get the pom poms out for them to walk on the pitch for the FA Cup final.
I hope they win. It'd be.
By the way,
if anyone deserves a trophy, it's that set of fans and that club.
I say
their fans are so.
The way they're run as well, I think they're fantastic.
Ole Glasner.
What a manager!
I got a shout for Leverkusen. If Alonso's leaving.
Mate, my boys, Glasner and Iriola could end up at the big clubs.
Yeah, but I hope they stay, especially Glasner, because if they don't lose anyone, if Gay stays, if they can keep Eze somehow.
Yeah, I see. They need another attacker, I think, as well.
Yeah, but if they can keep their players and add a few, fucking hell, like they are a good side.
All their signings have worked, other than Daichi Kamada, which is more of a personal connection with Glasner, because that was a former player for Glasner. Ismail Assar's turned it around. He's been fantastic.
Very good.
Roman Ace is a really good talent. We saw parts of him. He's going to grow and build. He's going to be the Elise 2.0. Maxime Lacroix is probably one of the best centre-back signings of the year.
If we're getting to the next segment, then...
Well, we'll get there. So, I think every signing they've made, other than Daichi Kamada, has actually turned... John Philippe Mateta from 2 years ago now.
They started off horrible as well.
They all started... Saar was awful to start the season. But to give them a few months and the proper management...
God, they've been ridiculous,
Adam Wharton, Will Hughes.
Will Hughes, he's...
Daniel Munoz.
Yeah, he's been one of the best right backs in the league this year. He's been good.
Come on, man.
If they can keep... I mean, it feels like this is the year where if Eze is going to... Like, this is the... If he's not going to leave
his buddy, at least they left the year before.
Yeah, he'll do what Zaha did and get to... I don't know how old Zaha is now, like 31?
30-something, yeah.
He'll get to 30 and then...
The thing is, they're actually competing now, though. There's actually a reason to stay. Like, there's a genuine reason to keep in there. If you're a big
club like Tottenham should have gone for him 2 years ago. Like, it's just ridiculous.
I'm looking at Bundesliga La Liga clubs. You saw what Elise has done. He's gotten even better at a bigger club. Mate, Eze will tear it up.
He's cooking lately. Fucking him, Mateta, Wharton. I hope they stay because they got one of the best coaches in the league. If they can build,
give him a capable left back.
Yeah,
Mitchell's very defensive, but can't cross the football. So give him a left back. Give him depth up top in terms of another number 10 or like a false 9.
They need another midfielder.
Because then Nketiah's not the answer, and then a midfielder.
They could be serious.
And you're cooking.
Lacroix at the back's been phenomenal.
Lacroix, Gahey and Richards as a 3. I don't know if I've seen Chris Richards as a 3, but he's very good.
He's good, man. Like,
he's American.
Who would have thought?
The Americans are doing their thing at the right time. That's all I'm saying.
Pochettino, mate, you got a fucking decent...
You have to compete. Yeah. Unless you still got the Tottenham gene in you.
Yeah, well, probably
By the way, Tifo chat quickly. This is classic channel Tifo chat. Arsenal Tifo worst ever.
Genuinely embarrassing.
Did you see the Crystal Palace Tifo at the FA Cup?
I didn't see it, no.
Do yourself a favour if you're watching. Do yourself a favour. Check that Tifo out. They did not hold back. Actually, you can check it now. Just let the Tifo now. Yeah. They've got some young kid like holding a jersey and they've got the whole like flag. It is a top tier Tifo. And then Arsenal come out with some shit like Canva, like gun.
That I saw something that was like not their first choice. Apparently something happened to... I don't know if that's true.
I hope it is, because that's awful.
If you're going to do that Tifo, just don't bother, because it was genuinely embarrassing.
Everyone's like, okay, they try to scare off PSG with this Tifo.
Apparently they paid like flag waivers or something. Like, what the fuck? They like paid people to create an atmosphere. Like,
Game's gone for that.
Villa. Surely it comes up straight away. I don't have to fucking...
I'm sure they'll have Instagram as well. It might be Crystal Palace Tifo. If it should come up. It was nuts.
Holy...
Like that's a Tifo.
That's insane.
That's a very good Tifo.
That's a Tifo.
Like Madrid do good Tifos, but that's up there for me.
That's sick. That is sick.
Bring on the FA Cup final. I'm so keen for that.
They're going to be fucking bouncing.
That end is going to... If they
come on, they were 2-0 up. I know I was 4-2. They know how to score against City.
Camera shakes deluxe if they score that opening goal.
Come on, Eze. Come on.
I want to see Mateta boom. I want to even see him kick that.
Oh, boom. Yes, he said, next time I score, when I go up to the corner flag, yell boo.
You're booming.
Come on, Palace. Come on.
I want to get to our next segment. So I'll quickly just skip over that. Frankfurt beat Leipzig 4-0, dominated them. Ekatike, superb in this game.
That generally could have been like 7, 8, 9, honestly.
Like I look at like these stats here show the story. 5 big chances to 0. 54% possession with Leipzig. They really struggled. Ekatike, the goal and the assist, continues to show me he's a superb player. Maybe the following 2 years' time, he could get that big move.
Yep.
Nauf as well, the attacking midfielder, 2 goals in this game here. Nathaniel Brown from the wide areas as well. Great game for him as well. Frankfurt third, probably locked it off now. 4 points out of Freiburg.
Yeah, they should do it.
A little bit inconsistent.
Should do it.
Leipzig into 5th now. Pusher Dortmund right
Dortmund
behind
have come from nowhere, man. It's
back in the new manager. The new manager
is
doing a great job. Talked about them last week. They've finally got their mojo back, which is good to see. All right, let's finish off here with our 5 best transfers. I put a retrospective of 2024, 2025. Looking back, who... I've got one from each league.
Yeah, so have I.
Who have been the best transfers for their clubs, for their league? I'll get us kicked off. I'll keep the theme of this episode here. Scott McTominay for Napoli for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Bag of chips, £25 million pounds to Napoli. Will be the player of the season if they win the league. Looks like they're going to win the league. Just unbelievable.
Yeah.
We talked about him already in this episode.
I'll go Serie A as well. I didn't go a player. I just went with Ranieri.
Oh,
Roma getting Ranieri.
oh,
Like,
you about smart this just.
this guy, man. Oh, fucking, how does he do it? He gets a job, either keeps a team up,
Yep.
or gets a team that was like 12th or 11th or whatever to Champions League football, and then goes back to his retirement home, and then gets offered another deal. It's like, this guy has to be considered one of the best managers. Look at his resume is mental. It's so good.
Incredible.
Everywhere he goes, it's
a success.
He just does well. Yeah. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, they're fucking 3 points off Atalanta? And how much have we spoken about how good Atalanta have been?
I tell you what, isn't
lately,
it feisty for the top four?
Yeah, it's very close.
Because Bologna are there.
Well, they're 6. They're 3 points off Atalanta, I think. They're in third.
So Roma, so Juventus 4th, 62. Bologna 5th, 61, so 1 point off. Roma 6th, 60 points. Lazio 7th, 60 points. Fiorentina 8th, 59 points.
The battle is...
There's a win separating 4th to 8th.
Yeah, I think 3rd to 8th is like 5 points, or 6 points.
Yes, 6 points.
6 points, yeah.
And Atalanta have not been convincing.
No, they haven't. They've hit the beach, I think. But
Ranieri,
might want to get off it.
I absolutely love that one.
Mental, yeah.
I got to tell La Liga. Julian Alvarez.
Yeah, he's been good. Yeah.
Has to be. He's 20 plus goals, I think. Organized goal contributions this season. For Atletico side that don't score goals, they don't attack. He's added a different component to his game. Barca are in for him now next season. They're trying to make a swing for him. Yeah, trying to replace Lewandowski. Like, if you get him there, that's lights out then forever. But young striker, making things happen. He's won everything already, basically, where he's gone. If he could have won this La Liga, it would have been remarkable. But a fantastic year for him. He's made Atletico Madrid dangerous.
Yeah.
Filled in, made Antoine Griezmann look a more complete player as well. I just think it's really underrated what he's done. Not much talked about him, but he's done a fantastic job.
Very good. I went with Erosi Perez from Betis to Villarreal.
Cold.
I think 14 La Liga goals this year,
something
which
like that
is pretty fucking good. And yeah, like Villarreal 5th, absolutely killing it. So they should be at least getting Europa League football. I don't know how far they're off Athletic Bilbao. I think it's 5 points. Maybe?
5th is Champions League though, so they should.
Oh, is it?
Right. Yeah.
Oh shit!
They've qualified, but Betis around the corner, like Betis are charging.
But Anthony, they're fucking coming. So yeah, hopefully they get 5th or.
One of the cult figure teams in this channel is going to get there. Betis or Villarreal. One of them are going to get there, which is all that matters.
One of them, yeah.
Let me go to Prem. I feel like I've got really basic with these things here, but I've got Milenkovic for me to Forest. Yeah. £12 million for probably the best centre back this season in terms of the job he does. He looks like, what did Todd say? He looks like Vidic. He plays like Vidic. And it's very true.
Actually,
He's the skinhead. He goes over challenges. Again, he's not your ball player, but you got Murillo there. What a combination that Nottingham Forest have made, and they've done it for about £30 million. So fantastic work. Bang for your buck with Milenkovic. And again, this is not new. We saw this at Fiorentina last season. It's a big sign for Fiorentina. I think it's been a fantastic 2 years for him.
Yeah, it's good at the Euros as well.
Yeah, great for the Euros as well.
So going, yeah, it's a good one. I went with the man you mentioned earlier, Maxime Lacroix.
Yeah.
I think he's been fucking, how much they pay for him? Like 25 mil on deadline day?
Not enough.
They got him on deadline day, which is a great signing. He's consistently played 90 minutes for them. He's just been ridiculous. And if they're going to win the FA Cup, which hopefully they do, he's going to be a big part of it. He's been really good all year. Obviously, it took the whole Palace team a while to get into the season, but whenever this run started, he's been there. Yeah, he's been insane.
To the Bundesliga and to Sergio Guirassy for me.
Yeah, I got him as
18 million euros. Are you kidding? Still, was he now second highest score in the Champions League, I think?
Yeah.
Despite being bounced out. He probably will still end up second because of how crazy his goal scoring was. He's been the lone shining light this season for Dortmund.
Yeah.
Again, they have so many attacking options. It could have been hard for him to adjust, but hit the ground running, nailed it. Has really only played one bad game, and that was that first leg versus Barcelona. Outside of that, I don't think I've seen him play a bad game. Fantastic for them. If he was not there, well, where are they going to be in this table? That's the real question.
They would be nowhere near 6, that's for sure. I had him as well.
Yeah.
He's been their player of the year by an absolute mile, not even close. Still scored a lot of goals this year, and we've when we've spoken about Dortmund, we said about the lack of service to him, and he still scored a shit ton of goals. So, yeah. I mean, they've actually ruined, like he's in the peak of his career now, and they've sort of ruined it.
Is he 27?
He's quite old.
Yeah.
He's quite old. So, you don't want a striker like that to just disappear while you're building. So they need to be competitive next year.
Just buy him as well.
Probably,
just buy everyone. Let you buy everyone in that league. And again, I have gone really lazy with this segment. I went Desiree Doué for the French league.
Everyone loves him. Everyone loves him. He's fucking
You said
insane.
it, man. You called it early. You were like, this guy is the shit. And he is the shit. It was 50 million euros from
Rennes.
Yeah. But worth every penny.
Every penny. I'd pay double for that guy. He's fucking freak.
Man, they've got Barcola, they've got Doué, they've got Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, Gonzalo Ramos is still there and doing well. And then the midfield, they've got so many young players.
They've fair play to the board, and
they've worked it out.
They've finally smashed. They've absolutely nailed it. They've gone young. They've bought these ridiculous young talents, and they've got a coach that just
the coach as well.
Coach has been he's absolutely coached the lights out this year. Unbelievable coaching.
Unbelievable coach. You had him do it as well.
No, I went to the Scottish League, mate.
Oh, he's got in his bag.
I went Jota back to Celtic. Bit of a romance story.
I love that.
I think on his first game he scored as well. And the fucking limbs were
Jota on the wing, man.
So Jota, that song is the best song ever. So yeah, a bit of a romance one. But had to go with it.
We're here for that.
Yeah.
Quickly to wrap us up here, Luton are out of the bottom three. That's all I've got to say.
They are.
They've done it.
It's going to come down to the wire.
Mate,
they have West Brom away. So
who are on the actually on the beach.
The beach. Surely
they have been beached for time now. I'll quickly give you the repercussions.
Leeds didn't fucking bottle it. Crazy.
They had
Sheffield
bottled it,
did.
and then Sheffield bottled it even further. Like, Leeds dropped out for a week, and then we're back first.
Back in
crazy.
it, yeah.
So Leeds are up, Burnley are up, but they're playing for top on the weekend. Goal difference favouring Leeds, but 97 points. They could both end 100 points.
Which is insane, yeah.
We keep teasing it, but this is building up to this massive conversation for the off-season because this is bad.
Yeah.
How uneven this league is. Sheffield United 89 points. Absolutely shit the bed. 3 losses in the last 5. So it'll be them, Sunderland, and then take your pick of Bristol, Coventry, Millwall, Blackburn, Middlesbrough, who could all qualify for the playoffs. Classic championship there again. Coventry have hit a bit of a brick wall, losing 2 in a row.
Yeah, they
one
got
of which
smashed to Leeds, which is it could turn out to be the result they needed to get them going. Yeah.
In the bottom, we've got Stoke on 50 in 18th, Derby on 49, myself in 20th, Luton same points in 21st, and then the bottom 3 are Hull, Plymouth, and Cardiff. Plymouth, by the way, 3 out of the last 4 games they've won. And if they
how far are Plymouth off?
If they win on the weekend and Hull don't win,
I thought Plymouth were gone. What the fuck?
They can still their goal difference is fucked though. That's a problem. Actually, they might be cooked.
I thought they were gone like 10 weeks ago.
Technically, they can still say it, but they need like a positive 10. I didn't realize how much of a goal difference was a problem. Yeah, they need 10 goals. They need 10. So they need someone to lose by 5 and they win by 5, and then they go back into. But if they stay out, that'd be crazy.
That'd be
they
mad.
hadn't hired Rooney. That's the real.
Literally, yeah. If they hadn't hired fucking Wazza.
Yeah. And Wrexham got promoted to the championship, so we won't get Cardiff versus Wrexham. Apparently, that's never happened. Like, they keep avoiding each other in the pyramid. So Wrexham and the Welsh team come up.
Could Wrexham go all the way?
Mate, if they go back to back to back to back to back.
Wrexham in the Prem in 2020, 2027?
Paul Mullen leading the line, mate.
2026, 27, we see Wrexham in the Prem.
I think they could get relegated for the championship.
A quick thing on Leeds. They might sack Daniel. What's your... Do you like that?
Well, you need to do something because they're going to... Right now, for me, they're 20th.
Oh, yeah.
As we currently sit here and stand,
whoever wins the playoff is 20th for me.
I think Sheffield... Sheffield will be... Yes, they'll go 20th.
It'll be Burnley 19th, Leeds 18th.
And Leeds 18th, yeah. So as it currently stands, that's how I'm going.
I don't see... I don't see Burnley staying up.
Burnley, no chance because they've defended for their lives this season.
And Scott Parker
he hates the Prem.
Yeah,
he'll be sacked in October.
Yeah.
Sheffield, no chance. Coventry, no chance if they come up. Sunderland,
that's
no
the thing.
chance.
That's why I want to see like a Bristol or someone. Someone they're going to get relegated anyway, so we may as well see someone different. Yeah.
Leeds are probably the only chance, but again, you need to try something different. Everyone who's come up with their manager have flopped.
Even you look at their squad, and I think I saw some TikToker make this YouTube. You look at their squad, their starting 11, and you look at like West Ham's squad, who's 17th at the moment, I think.
Nowhere near it.
Like it is, the difference is fucked. Like
it's not
on
close.
paper, West Ham win like 4-5-0.
Yeah, no, it is.
Maybe
the different. It's so bad.
It's happened so quick as well.
So bad.
It's really bad. I mean, the level this year between the bottom three and the rest is scary. How big it is.
Are we closer next year? I think.
Hopefully.
I think Leeds.
How do the Premier League they have to do something about it because the level's getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it's worse and worse every year. And then the teams that go down keep winning the league by
they're
11 points clear. These
we're getting to the point where it's the same teams. It's just the same teams.
And the same teams in the playoffs. Like Middlesbrough and Blackburn are always in around the playoffs.
Yeah, like next year, Ipswich I think will still be good. They've literally got a fucking championship squad.
I'll probably just lose
Delap
and maybe O'Shea stays with them.
Yeah,
maybe he stays.
Even Amari Hutchinson
didn't really show off much.
I think he'll stay there. Yeah. Sammy Smodics I think will stay.
Yeah.
You
could see
even their centre halves. Is it Greaves? They bought from Hull.
Yeah,
I think so. He'll
maybe the keeper Palmer who went from West Brom to.
I think they've had about 7 different keepers.
Yeah, Muric was there for a bit as well. No, it's bad, but we'll have to recover that.
That'll be a good off season chat.
When nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. Been a long time away.
Very long
but
time.
Like a great couple we've rekindled.
Yeah, good to be back.
Next week is gonna be mammoth. We've got the strikers list. And then we'll start our team. I think we'll go Bundesliga first because they're finishing their league earliest.
Next will be strikers and a team of the season.
And then we'll go to La Liga. Then we'll finish Serie A team of the season for the final week.
Yeah.
And
I like that.
It might if Serie A is still alive final week, we'll have to do like a live stream for that.
If something is still alive,
if it's
I think
still
every league's done. Like, I don't think there's anything.
Fingers crossed Napoli drop points in the weekend, or maybe we just go live for the playoff
what
game.
needs to happen is Inter and fucking Napoli are on equal points.
Yeah, and then we get that crazy game.
And then we can get that. We have to do it. We'd have to do a live stream.
I'll get 8. We'll just sit on the floor and we'll
get the lads in.
That'd be huge.
That'd be fucked. So pray for a Napoli loss and an Inter win.
Pray for the Napoli downfall. But the Scottish goal will be there once again, though.
Yeah,
no doubt about that.
He will be there.
There we go, guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your patience with me the last 2 weeks. Finally, some conversation, not just me talking to a wall. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Member exclusive vids dropping in the next week or so. I have to come up with an idea for that one, but that's coming soon as well. And tune in next week. We're getting closer and closer to the end of the season. That's when the good stuff starts happening. Till next time, guys. See you later.